Alright, hi guys, this is Dylan with Ellis Home and Garden in Longview, and I'm coming to you guys today with a three-part series that we're going to do on how to transform your mantle area for Christmas. So as you can see, before, if you've been to our store in Longview, we had a fall display, and now we're going to transform it into Christmas. So I have completely stripped all of the fall decorations off, and we have a blank canvas here. So I went ahead and placed our garland that we're going to use on the mantle. And guys, this is one of our 9-foot strands of garland. It is a unlit piece of garland. It's 9 foot, and right now it's on sale for $18, this particular garland. I like to use unlit garland because you can bend it and you can shape it and cut it to the length and the width that you need for your area that you're going to use it on, whether it be your mantle, whether it be your stairs, or whether it be around your door. So right now I've cut this into a 6-foot section that's going to go onto our mantle, and I added a 150 count strand of lights onto the garland myself. And how I inserted those lights is I just took the strand and I just placed them through the garland, just like this, and weave them through all the way to the end. And got an important step before we even get started is you want to make sure you touch every single branch on your garland and fluff every piece, because I've been to some of my friends' houses and they've had garland that is flat like that, and that is not a good look. So we want to make sure that we go in here and we touch every single piece and fluff it out so you have a good foundation to start before we add any embellishments to the garland. And guys, if you're watching today, we are doing a mantle garland today. We're going to do a mantle garland on Tuesday at 10 a.m. We're going to finish tomorrow on Wednesday with our swags for each side of the mirror. And on Thursday, we're going to complete this 3-day series with our wreath. And guys, I'm going to show you from start to finish how to decorate the mantle today, the swags tomorrow, and we're going to finish on Thursday with the wreath every day at 10 a.m. So if you're just joining us, guys, this is Dylan from Ellis Home and Garden. If you'll put your name and where you're watching from. And while you watch this video, if you guys have any questions about what we're doing today, feel free to put a comment below, and Dina is going to relay those questions to me, and I will answer them the best I can. And if I don't know them, we'll make something up. So we're going to get started. And again, if you want to just place your mantle on your blank, place your garland on your blank mantle and add your lights. And once you have it fluffed out, there's 3 components that you need to use to achieve a designer look. And those components are ribbon, balls, and floral. It's very important that you use them in those in that order to achieve the best designer look that you can do. So the first thing we're going to do to our garland is add our ribbon. And you can add ribbon lots of ways. You can take a piece of ribbon. You can take a piece of ribbon like this and you can weave it into the garland. You can, just like this. But what I like to do is I like to make mini bows. So I'm going to show you guys how we do that. And here on our mantle this year, we're going to do red and champagne. So here is a kind of preview of what we're going to do. I'm going to show you guys how to make these mini bows to put on the garland. And I decided to use red and champagne. I love the champagne color. We use it with brown a lot of the time, but with the red, it really pops. So I'm going to show you guys how to achieve this bow right here, and we're going to place these in our garland for our ribbon, which is our first component of the 3 steps that we're going to need to do to create this wonderful garland. So you're going to get the 2 different ribbons of your choice. I like to use 2. Little variety. So you don't have to do red and champagne at home. You can do whimsical, you can do traditional red and green, but this year I wanted to change it up and do something very elegant for the front display here we have at the store. So to start making these bows, you're going to place each of the ribbons on top of each other, just like this, and you're going to pinch off the garland. Not the garland, the ribbon. And you want to leave a little bit of a section, a little bit of a tail, so it hangs over. And then you want to make a loop with your hand. You make a loop like this, and then you're going to pinch it again with your fingers. Make sure you don't let this go. Hold it very secure. You're going to make a twist, and then you're going to take a pipe cleaner, which I have here on my table. Take a pipe cleaner, and you're going to tie that section of ribbon off that we have put together. And then you're going to grab your scissors and you're going to cut that ribbon at an angle. And we now have a 2-loop bow that we're going to use to insert into our garland for our ribbon. And again, our ribbon is our first component. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is Dylan with Ellis Home and Garden. If you'll put your name and where you're watching from, if you guys have any questions on what we're doing today or any other kind of questions about decorating, feel free to put your comments below and I will have Dina relay those to me and we will answer them the best we can. And I want Dina to go over here to our table and show you guys, before you start a project at home, make sure that you organize your decorations the best you can. It helps you out when you get started. So as you can see, I have everything by color, starting with our poinsettias and our floral components, and I go all the way to our champagne. I have our ribbon together, and then our balls. So it really helps if you get organized before the project. That way you're not running around freaking out trying to get it finished and it's all together. Okay guys, so we're going to start with our first step. After you have your garland placed on your mantle and you have it fluffed and you have your lights, and one other thing I want to tell you guys is to make sure you cut the tags off of everything, whether it be the garland or the lights, because that is tacky, tacky, tacky. I cannot stand walking into my house and seeing tags hanging off the mantle. So you want to make sure that you cut all those off, fluff your garland, and now we're going to start with our first component, which is ribbon. So once you have made your 2-loop bows, we're going to insert those into our garland. We're going to start in the center section. We're going to pull this apart. We're going to take that pipe cleaner that we have attached to this, and we are going to just place it in the garland and tie that pipe cleaner around. We're going to tie that pipe cleaner around a piece of the existing greenery that is into the garland. And you're just going to twist it around there, just like that, and then pull those tails apart and pull those loops apart. Now see, that already looks pretty. We can already be done. So we're going to use these as our ribbon. And the reason I like these 2-loop bows is because it fills out the garland really nicely and it makes a great foundation to add your other 2 components, which are your balls and your floral. Floral is the last thing you do. So the first thing we are doing again, guys, is we are adding our ribbon to our garland. If you're just joining us, this is Dylan with Ellis Home and Garden in Longview, guys. Today I'm showing you how to do a Christmas garland from start to finish. So if you'll put your comments or your questions below in the box, I will have Dina relay those questions to me and we will get those answered for you. So I'm going to continue to add my 2-loop bows throughout my garland. I'm going to space them apart probably about 6 or 8 inches. And again, guys, I'm just using these pipe cleaners and I am attaching them straight to the greenery in the garland itself. And make sure you touch every piece of ribbon, every piece of greenery, because you want to make sure this is all full and pretty. You can also, this is a wired ribbon, a 2.5-inch ribbon, so you can take it and you can bend the edges, curl the edges in, and it makes a real dramatic look. So we're going to continue to make our way down the garland using our 2-loop bows that I showed you guys how to make earlier in the video. Again, guys, there's 3 components that we want to use when doing a garland, and that is ribbon, balls, and floral, and you want to make sure you use them in those 3 steps in that order. So the first thing that we're doing is we're adding our ribbon to our garland. This is a 6-foot strand of garland, and it's an unlit strand. Right now we have this, it's a 9-foot strand. It's on sale right now for $18, and I like unlit garland because you can cut it to the width and the length that you need for the area that you are decorating. So as you can see just on half of that garland, how it makes a great foundation for all of the other components that we're going to add, which are our floral components, our balls, our poinsettias, anything that you want to add. The ribbon makes a great foundation and it fills out your garland. So if you have a skimpy one at home, if it's not too full, you can always add a great selection of ribbon and it will really dress it up. So again, we're going to take our 2-loop bows and we're going to continue to work our way down the garland until we reach the end. And guys, don't forget, if you have any questions about what we're doing today or any decorating advice at all, please put your name and where you're watching from in your comments in the box below, and Dina is going to relay those questions to me during this video and I'm going to answer them for you. So again, if you're just now watching with us, guys, this is Dylan from Ellis Home and Garden, and we are going to show you guys how to decorate a Christmas mantle. And to attach these 2-loop bows, we are going to use the pipe cleaner that is on the ribbon, and we are going to place it right on the piece of existing greenery that is in the garland. We're just going to tie that off, and then make sure you grab each and every piece of ribbon, every tail, and fluff it out. So again, you create a great foundation for your work area that you're doing. So we're going to add one more. And again, these are 2-loop bows, guys. I use 2 different kinds of ribbons. You can do this at home. You can even do 3 different kinds of ribbons, but I always like to do 2 just to add the different types of colors and textures. And sometimes I even like to add different sizes, whether it be a 1-inch ribbon or a 4-inch ribbon. Do you have any questions so far? Not yet? So again, guys, we're going to use those pipe cleaners, and we're going to just attach them to the existing greenery. Alright guys, I'm going to let Dina get up here and take a close look for you guys at the mantle and what we have so far.
Missed how you made the ribbon.
How we made the ribbon,
Tammy
guys?
Vines.
Hi Tammy, I'll show you guys one more time. To make the 2-loop bows that I do for the garland, you just take 2 different kinds of ribbon. Here I have 2 different colors. I have a red glitter and I have a champagne glitter. And you're going to lay those on top of each other, leave a little bit of a tail, and you're going to pinch those together. Just as like that. You're going to make your loop, pinch it off, and then twist. And then you're going to take a pipe cleaner and you're going to tie that off. And then you're going to cut the tails. And then you will use this to attach to your garland. Again, guys, we are making a 6-foot mantle garland today. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your comments and your questions down.
Jesse Craver, Houghton, Louisiana, what size ribbon?
This is a 2.5-inch ribbon, and they have got 10 yards on each roll. But you don't have to use all 10 yards. As you can see, we use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only use 5 2-loop bows. It just depends on the length and the width of the garland that you're using. Here we're doing a 6-foot mantle, but if you were to put it around your door, I still use the same technique to create the look that I want. So for the door, I would just continue to create more of these 2-loop bows. As you can see here, this is what they look like. And I attach these all through the garland, whether it be on my front door, whether it be on my mantle as we're doing here, or whether it be around my banister even. These make a great filler for your garland or for your trees even, and a great foundation before we add anything else. And guys, I want to remind you of the 3 steps that we're doing today as we create our garland, which is ribbon, which is our first step, balls, which is our second step, and floral, which is our third step. So we're using ribbon for our first step here, and as you can see, we have finished it out. So I'm going to let Dina get up close for you guys and show you how we put that ribbon into the garland. And this year we're going with a red and a champagne look. So at home you can create this look with any colors that you do in your home, whether it be traditional, whether it be whimsical. And guys, you can do this for fall too. We've got lots of brown and orange ribbons that we'll use before to create this. So guys, if you're just joining us, please put your questions in your comments. Now's the time to ask anything you wanted to know about decorating, and I'll be sure to answer anything that I can. So again, guys, we're doing a 6-foot garland today for the mantle. This is a 3-part series, so make sure you join us every day at 10 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Today we're doing the garland. Tomorrow we are doing the swags, and then we're going to finish off on Thursday with the wreath. So I'm going to show you guys how to transform your mantle area from start to finish. So the next step in this process of our garland is step 2, which is balls or ornaments. I like to use a variety of balls, whether it be the larger ones, the smaller ones, and the medium size, because I like to nest them in and get depth into the garland as we work on it. So as you can see, we've done step 1, we've completed it, we have added the ribbon. And again, we used our 2-loop bows, and we just attached these into the garland and made a great foundation. And now we can move on to step 2. So as you can see here, I'm going to have Dina scan over to my table. I've got everything organized here, guys, that you would need. We have a question?
Naomi Fuentes, the ribbon is about 3 inches.
It's 2.5 inches for the ribbon. It's a 10-yard roll, and you get lots and lots of bows out of that, a lot of usage out of that 10 yards. Alright guys, I'm going to have Dina show you my table once again. Before you start a project, whether it be your tree or whether it be a garland or anything, you want to make sure you get organized and lay all of your stuff out together. So as you can see, I have everything in groupings, the different kind of floral components that we have. And then we're going to move over here to step 2, which is our balls. And as you can see, I have different sizes. So I have these red ones, I have some larger champagne ones, and then I have a smaller size that are in just a solid red. There's no embellishments on them like these red ones here. So we're going to start with our largest ornament or our largest ball. So we're going to start with these. Guys, these are our boxed ornaments. They are great for decorating. And right now they are 50% off. And this is $24.99, and it'll be half off of that for your price. And there's 3 that come in a box, and they're great to add to your garland, to your wreaths, and to your trees. And these are beautiful that we got this year. They have lots of crystal embellishments on them for the champagne look. And again, this is something that we use with brown a lot of the time, but I'm going to change it up and we're going to add this red to it to really dress it up. So as I'm opening this, guys, I just want to remind you we're here showing you how to transform your mantle area this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Today we're doing a 6-foot mantle, and if you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask. So please put your name and where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. Any questions or concerns that you have, I would love to answer them, and Dina will relay those questions to me. They have these boxes adult proof, so we kind of have to dig into them. Alright, so guys, we are on our second step for our garland, and our second step is balls. So we have ribbon, balls, and floral, and our second step is balls. And we can attach these many different ways. These have a string on them. You can wrap this around the actual piece of greenery, or you can use hot glue. Here in the store, I like to use hot glue, and even at home, because it's very easy, it sticks well, and it's not so time consuming, and you're not sitting there having to wrap these around several times. So I have a glue gun here. You can purchase a glue gun anywhere. Just be careful and don't burn yourself, because I have, and it's not fun. But anyway, we're going to just add a piece of glue, or add some glue. This is from the Smithsonian, so it probably is not going to work that great. Well, we're going to use the string. So we're going to place these ornaments, and we're going to nest them into our garland. The reason we want to nest them is because we want to add depth. And as I told you, we have 3 different sizes of balls that we're adding, so we want to put the largest ones deeper into the garland or into the tree, and we're going to work our way out to the tips of the branches with the smaller size of ornament. So we're going to use the larger one, and we're going to find a spot that has kind of a hole in the garland. So as you can see here, as Dina will zoom in, we're going to place this ball, and we're going to wrap this string around there. We're going to wrap it just like that. And as you can see, we just nested that into the garland. And I like to nest it deep into there where the greenery comes out around it. And it makes a great foundation. I'm going to have Zena zoom in on that for us. And guys, if you're just joining us, this is Dylan with Ellis Home and Garden in Longview. Today I'm showing you guys how we transform a mantle into a beautiful Christmas display. I get asked that all the time, so I listened to your request and I'm now doing it. And guys, it's going to be a 3-part series today, tomorrow, and Thursday. We're doing the mantle today. And if Dean will back up for just a minute, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you tomorrow how to do swags for each side of your mirror, and then I'm going to show you guys how to finish off on Thursday with a wreath to go on the center of your mirror. So guys, if you have any questions, please put your name and your comments and where you're watching from, and I will be sure to answer those the best that I can. So guys, right now we are adding our ornaments or our balls into our garland, which is step 2. So we're going to continue to take our ornaments and add those into the garland. And as I said, we're going to use our largest ones first, and then we're going to work our way to the small ones. So we're going to take another one, find another hole that is in our garland. This time I'll do it up on the front side. And we're going to stick it deep into the garland and nest it in there. And as you can see, our beautiful ribbon makes a great statement around it as well. And these ornaments that I'm using, guys, this is our boxed ornaments. Right now they are 50% off in our store. They come in a box set of 3. These larger ones do. They're great. They're a great thing to have because you can use them in all of your projects around your home. So we're going to take our next one and we're going to make our way down here on the other end, and we're going to add one down here. Guys, if you're just watching, we are doing a mantle garland. So if you guys have had any questions before or concerns, if you will give me your name and where you're watching from, and any questions, I will have Dina relay those to me. We will get those answered. I'm going to have her scan down this garland, and I'm going to have her look.
Connie Bottoms, how do you secure the garland?
That is a good question, Connie. I'm glad you're joining us today. How to secure the garland, we take a screw and we screw it into the top of the garland. This mantle happens to be wood. And so we take a screw, we screwed maybe 3 screws in the top of here, and we used the existing branches on the garland and we twisted them around the screw. Now I understand everybody can't do that because, like at my house, I'm not putting a screw in the mantle. but you can use command hooks, which are the sticky adhesive hooks, and you can hook those to your mantle, and you can still wrap the branches around that command hook, and then they come off at the end of the season with no residue, and you don't have any holes in your mantle or mess. So command hooks are a great way to do it. I use little bitty tack nails at home sometimes if I had to do it, but here at the store I do use screws because I really like it secure. But that is a good question, because you want to make sure your garland is secure in some type of way before you get started, because once you add all these embellishments, it adds weight to the garland, and you don't want to get halfway through your project and you think you're doing so good and then the garland fall off the mantle or something, because I would have a stroke. So you want to make sure that it is secured. So guys, if you have any other questions, thank you for your question, Connie. If you have any questions, please put them in the box. I'm going to have Dina relay those. And one more time, I'm going to have her scan through there and let you guys look at the balls and what we're doing there. All right, guys, again, we're on step 2 of our mantelpiece. In step 2, we have 3 steps that we're going by to achieve this look, and they are ribbon, which is our step 1, that we have used these 2 loop bows to create a great foundation. As you can see, it's already filling out our blank garland that we had to begin with. And now we're going to move to step 2, which are balls, or our ornaments. And so we have 3 different sizes that I'm using today, and we're going to continue with the largest size first, because I want to stick the largest ones deep into the garland to add depth, and then we will work the smaller ones to the tips of the branches. And again, guys, these are our boxed ornaments. They are 50% off right now, so it's a great time to come in and purchase those. And one more time, guys, people ask me all the time how we attach things to the garland. If it's got a string on it, which I just demonstrated before, you can take the string and you can wrap this around the branches of the garland and attach it that way and secure it that way, or you can use hot glue. So I'm going to show you guys now how to hot glue it. My hot glue gun wasn't working earlier, but I think I've got it going now. So as you can see, we're just going to attach some hot glue. Let me grab a stick. Hot glue is great because it saves you a lot of the time, and it secures stuff into your garland for year after year. That way you're not having to redo it each and every year. You can take this at the end of the year and store it. So we're going to place some glue on here, and then we're going to find a spot in our garland, and we're going to stick this ornament in far so we can add some depth. And work your branches and your garland around that. And if you'll just hold on it for just a minute so that it will harden and attach to the garland, that way it doesn't fall out and it secures itself.
Jessie Craver, what's the best way to fluff the garland and make it look full?
Hi, Jessie. I'm glad you're joining us today. Thank you for your question. The best way to do it is just make sure you touch each and every single branch, because I get that question a lot on Christmas trees, and I've been to my friends' houses and I just want to go over there and just fluff their tree because they have holes in it, and a lot of the times people just don't know how. And so the best thing to do is just make sure you touch each and every branch, because when you get it home, it's going to be flat like this or out of the box, just like your tree or your wreath. So you want to make sure you bend and fluff each and every branch and pull it just like this and shape it. It's very important that you touch each and every one so that you get the fullest look that you can get from the garland. And sometimes you can have a cheaper garland and you can make it look a lot better just by fluffing the garland out, because sometimes people don't know how to fluff it correctly, and by fluffing it correctly you make your garland look so much better. So again, guys, we are on step 2. Thank you so much for your question. And guys, please put your name and your comments below, any questions that you have, and Dina's going to relay this to me, and we will give you feedback as we do this video. And we're doing a 6-foot mantle garland. Again, guys, please join us for the next 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Thursday, for our 3-part mantle series. Today we're doing the mantle, tomorrow we're doing some swags for each side of your fireplace, and we're going to finish off on Thursday with a wreath. So again, right now I'm attaching our ornaments, which is step 2 in this process, and I'm using a hot glue gun.
Cherie Smart, can you spray the fake garland with the snow flock?
That is a good question, Cherise. You can. Let me attach this really quick. So again, I'm going to find another spot that's kind of got a hole, and I'm going to place that ornament in there to fill it in and give it some depth. So Cherise, you can spray the flocking spray on the garland. I do that a lot of the time on the trees, but you want to make sure you do that's the last thing you do. You want to make sure your tree is decorated, you have the ornaments on there, the floral, the balls, any embellishments that you want to add, and then go back at the end and spray the tips of your branches, because that flocking spray does not stick and hold. It's kind of like a powder when it dries, so if you were to spray the tree before, by the time you got done doing your garland and stuff, that flocking would be all over your hands and it's a mess. So just make sure that you spray it at the very end, and you just kind of have to go up and be careful, and so it doesn't get on your decorations. But I do use the flocking spray a lot to turn something that is completely green, if you want to lighten it up and transform it for the year, into a white tree. And I use it a lot of the times for the rustic looks, or the farmhouse looks, because it just creates that winter feel. So thank you so much for your question. Alright guys, again we're on step 2. We are just adding our ornaments and our balls. That is step 2 in this process that we are doing. And I'm attaching these with the hot glue gun, but you can attach with the existing string. You can just wrap this around the branches. Hot glue is just a faster way, and it makes your garland last a lot longer because you don't have to redo it every year or worry about things falling out. And you want to make sure you put a pretty good dab on there so that it doesn't fall out. Alright, we're going to work our way to our next size of ornaments, which are medium size. And again guys, I like to use 3 different sizes: the large, the medium, and the small, because it makes a bigger impact in the garland. The large ones add depth, and we're going to work our way to the tips of the branches with the smaller ornaments. So again, I have a box of 4 box ornaments that we have right now. They are 50% off. So it's a great time to come in and grab those for your tree or for any decorating project that you have this year. So again, these have the string on them, and so you can attach them this way, or you can use a hot glue gun. I like to do the glue gun because it attaches it much better and it makes it more secure. Grab a glue stick. And guys, if you're just joining us, this is Dylan from Ellishomeandgarden in Longview, and we are doing a 3-part mantle series, and today is our first video. And we are doing a 6-foot mantle garland. So guys, if you have any questions or comments, please put your name and where you're watching from and any questions that you have, and we will do the best we can to give you our feedback. So again, we're going to work our way into the garland, and we're just going to do this one a little bit closer to the edge. So as you can see the comparison between these 2 ornaments, we have this one deeper into the garland, almost at the back, and then we're working our way to the edge with the smaller ornaments as we make our way up. So again guys, we're on step 2 of our 3-step process. We have ribbon, balls, and floral. We have done our ribbon, and now we are on our balls, our ornaments, and that is the 2nd step in creating a mantle garland. And guys, don't forget, now's the time to ask any questions or concerns that you may have. So put your name and where you're watching from, and I will do the best I can to answer those. Dina will let me know if any of you guys ask questions. So we're just going to continue adding our ornaments. And while I'm gluing these in, guys, I was just going to back up and let you guys know that this is a 9-foot strand of garland that we use. It's an unlit strand. I cut it, and I cut it into a 6-foot strand. I like the unlit garland because it's easy to cut into the shape and the length and the width that you need for the project or the area that you're decorating in your home. So again guys, I want to show you the comparison. We're using 3 different sizes of ornaments. We're on our 2nd size, but this is the largest one we've used, and this is a medium size. And you can see they have different finishes on them. This is just a glitter finish, and this one's got a beaded finish on it as well. So I like to use different finishes, different sizes, to add a different look to our garland. And guys, again, to attach the ornaments, you can use the existing string, or if they don't have a string, you can use those metal ornament hangers to attach it that way, but I like to use hot glue.
When you use hot glue, can you remove without damage at the end of the season?
It depends on how much you use.
Pat Martin, sorry.
Hi Pat. You can, but you can't use a lot of glue if you want to remove it, because I like to put a big glob of glue on here, because that way when I put it in the storage shed and it goes through the heat in the storage and the glue doesn't pop off, that way the next year if I wanted to continue to use this look, I can just throw it on the mantle and it's all still secure. But if it does have a lot of glue like this, if you pull it off, it will leave residue where the glue was. So if you're wanting to change your look from year to year, I would recommend that you use the strings on the ornaments and just tie them around, or I would use those metal ornament hangers. And guys, don't forget, just because this is the front of the garland, you want to make sure you put the ornaments all throughout it, in the back and the sides and the middle, and just spread them out as you go. And guys, if you're just joining us, this is Dylan with Ellishomeandgarden in Longview. This is the Longview store. We're doing a 6-foot mantle garland today in the red and champagne colors, or I like to call the champagne the mixed metals. It's very pretty. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I will do the best I can to answer.
Cherie Smart, can you spray glitter?
Hi Cherise, you can spray glitter. I have never done that, but I have a lot of customers that come in and tell me that they do that at their home. That would be great on on a flock garland, on a white garland, because you could spray some red glitter on there or any type of color, and it would really make a big statement or an impact. So that's a good question. That's a good thing. We don't have that glitter up here, but I might need to get some of that and try it, because that'd be a cool thing.
Veronica Lopez from Harlingen is asking about the ribbon. How'd you do your ribbons?
Okay guys, one more time I'm going to show you guys how to do the ribbon. We took 2 different types of ribbon. We have the red and we have the champagne here. Again, you can use any type of color, size, or pattern that you want to use, whatever fits best with your Christmas look that you're trying to achieve for that season. Right here I used a 2.5-inch red and a 2.5-inch champagne ribbon, and I'm going to place those on top of each other just like this. And I'm going to leave a little bit of the ribbon, probably like an 8-inch section or a foot section for a tail. I'm going to bunch it up in my hand and make a loop. I'm going to make a loop just like that. Then you're going to twist it one more time. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut right there. And then you're going to have a 2-loop bow. And I like the 2-loop bows, like I said, because they make a great foundation for your garland. They fill it out, and they really make help. I'm getting tongue-tied. They really make your garland fuller. So again, this is how we do our ribbon. And I do this a lot of the times on our wreaths as well, because they make a great foundation for our poinsettias, which we're going to add in our 3rd step. So I will be sure to show you guys how this ribbon comes into effect when we add poinsettias or flower of some type on top of it. So guys, we're on our 2nd step right now, which is our ornament step. We have ribbon, balls, and floral. And we have put in, I'm going to have Dina zoom in for us, we have our large ornaments that we've placed in here, and we have our medium size. And again, there's 2 different finishes, which I like to add different types. We have our champagne, which is just a glitter finish, and then we have our beaded red one as well. And now we're going to add our smallest set of ornaments, or our balls that we have. Again, these are our boxed ornaments, guys. They're a great thing to have when you do decorating projects. These smaller ones come 6 in a box, and they are $12.99, and all of our boxed ornaments right now are 50% off. So it's a great time to come in and get those to add to your garland, or to your wreath, or to whatever you're decorating for this season. So we're going to add these smaller ones. And guys, as you can see, these don't have the string, or they don't have anything. They just have a hole at the top. And so this is where you could take those metal ornament hooks and you could place those in there. But these smaller ones especially are just so much easier if you just put a little dab of hot glue, and they attach to your garland really well. And guys, please, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the down bar, and I will have Dina relay those to me. Even if it's not about this garland, if it's just about decorating for Christmas in general, I'll do the best I can to answer. So we're going to add some glue to the top of these smaller ornaments. This is our last step as far as our 2nd step in this 3-step process, ribbon, balls, and floral. So we're adding our 3rd size. And these are just a basic, simple balls. You can see they have a different finish other than these others. I like to use different finishes and different sizes. So we have the glitter finish, the beaded finish, and this is just a basic traditional ornament. And guys, we used the largest ones and we added them deep into the garland, and we're going to use these smaller ones and add to the tips of the branches. So I'm going to add this one right here, and as you can see, it's kind of a cluster of 3. Makes a big impact when you walk up to the garland, and you can really get a good look at the 3 sizes that we are using. And guys, if you're just joining us again, this is Dylan from Ellis Home and Garden in Longview. We are doing our 3-part mantle series videos. Today, on Tuesday, we are doing our mantle garland. Wednesday, we're going to do the swags, and then Thursday, we're going to complete this look by the wreath. And I'm going to show you guys how to achieve all that from start to finish, so make sure you join us each day at 10 a.m.
Melissa Donaldson is asking about securing the garland.
Okay. Hi, Melissa. To secure the garland, you can do a couple different options here at the store. This is just a display mantle, and it's wood. So I actually use screws, and I put 3 screws in the mantle, 1 on each end and 1 in the center, and I use the branches from the garland. And I just twisted it around the mantle and around the screw. Now, if you're like me at my home, I'm not going to put screws in my mantle because at the end of the season, you're not going to have a garland up there and you don't want those holes. So command hooks are a really great way to secure your garland, and they have that sticky backing on them, and they pull off at the end of the season and don't leave that residue, which is great. And that's very important that you ask that, because you want to make sure your garland is secure before you start, because with adding all of these embellishments, it does add weight, and your garland could fall, and that would just ruin your knot. So you don't want that to happen. So guys, thank you so much for your question. If you have any more, please put them in the down bar. And guys, we're adding the smallest set of ornaments that we have here, which is our second step, ribbon, balls, and floral. That's very important, guys. Make sure you remember that. And we're going to work our way to the tips of the branches with this size.
Janice Ford, how do you recommend storing?
Hey Janice, storage is just depends on what you're going to do. If you're going to glue everything into your garland and you want to use your garland year after year, then you can take it. Make sure you leave it in a straight section, especially mantle garland, because mantles are usually like 6 to 9 feet. That's pretty easy space. And you can take a black trash bag and you can rip the trash bag open and just wrap the garland like a body. Wrap the garland, and you can tape it with some boxing tape, and that way you will have that all in place and secure, and you can lay that in your attic floor, or you can have a nail in the attic and you can nail that garland and you can attach it and store it that way. So that's a really good question. Thank you so much.
Susan Childers, could you put this on a sofa table?
Hi Susan, you can. That's a good question, because I love to use unlit garland, because you can shape it and you can cut it to the length and the width that you need. And so here we have used this for a mantle, but you can even cut this in a smaller section and you can create this same look on like a 3-foot piece, and you can use it for a centerpiece for your table or for your sofa table or something like that. So that is a good question. Thank you. And again, guys, we're adding our ornaments. This is our 3rd size. We had the small and the medium and the large. And so we're adding the smallest ones. And we're attaching those by using hot glue. But guys, if you don't have a hot glue at home, or that's not accessible to you at the time of your decorating, you can always use ornament hangers or the existing string that comes on the ornament.
Carol Barrios, do you recommend attaching the garland
Hi Carol.
to decorate or lay it on a long table?
Hi Carol. Yes, I actually love to put the garland in the actual location where it's going to be for the season. So whether you're going to decorate a garland for your front door or for your mantle, I would like I'm putting this garland blank on the mantle and I'm decorating it as I go, because I like to have it set where it's going to go and attached and secured before I start decorating. So that is a good question. You can work on a table, but it's just tricky. You have to make sure everything is very secure, because if not, it will start falling out when you hang it up.
Veronica Lopez, what are you making tomorrow?
Hi Veronica. Tomorrow is the 2nd video in our 3-part series, and I'm going to have Dina back up as I'm working and show you guys this area. So today we're doing the mantle. Tomorrow I'm going to show you guys how to do 2 teardrop swags that are about 2.5 foot long, that are going to hang on each side of this beautiful mirror here. And then on Thursday, we're going to finish off this series with our wreath. And all of this stuff is going to match this theme, the red and the champagne. I'm going to show you guys how to complete it from start to finish. And so by Thursday, you'll get to see this whole scene up here all cleaned up, vacuumed, dusted, and you will see all of these decorations that we have created here together. And you can go and do it and achieve it in your own home.
Tracy Elrod, do you have a bow making class?
Hi Tracy, we do offer floral classes. Hey Carla. Good. We do offer floral classes. You can pick up a brochure back at our floral department, or they are online at ellishomeandgarden.com. And there's not just ribbon classes. We do offer how to do arrangements and wreaths, and they're not just for the holidays, they're for every season.
Joan Ramsey, are those lights on that garland?
The lights are not. On this garland that I used here, it's an unlit garland, and I attach the lights myself. I like to use unlit garland because I can shape it and cut it to the length and the width that I need. And I used a 150 count light strand, and I just weaved it throughout the garland before I started. So again, guys, if you're just joining us, this is Dylan with Ellis Home and Garden in Longview, and I'm showing you guys how to do a 6-foot mantle garland today. And it's a part of our three-part video series. So today we're doing the mantle, tomorrow we're doing the teardrop swags, and then Thursday we're gonna finish this all up with a wreath that matches this look. And guys, again, we're on the second step of this process, which is the ribbon, the balls, and the floral. So we're on the ornament step, and this is the smallest size ornament that we have in the 3 sizes. If Dina will show this for me one more time, it shows the variety of ornaments that we use, from the large, the medium, and the small, and as you can tell, they all have different finishes. Alright, so if you want to take them through and show them the garland, this is step 2 completed. So we have done the ribbon, we've attached the ribbon to the garland, and we've attached the balls or the ornaments. So now we're going to move on to our third and final step, which is our floral, which that includes all of our picks and sprays, which right now they are 40% off, and it includes our poinsettias. Alright, so we're going to move on to step 3, which is floral. So if Dina will show my table here.
Jim Johnson, how many bows are in your garland?
We have 5 bows in this garland. This is a 6-foot garland. But you can use the bow step that I showed you previously in the video, and you can use that for your garland that you would put around your door or your banister. But here in this one, we did use 5 bows. So guys, like I said earlier in the video, and I'm going to have her show my table, you want to make sure before you start your project that you have everything laid out and organized, so it's not a headache and you're not having to run around. And as you can see, I have all of my floral components, which are the third and final step, organized here on the table. And the first one that we're going to use is poinsettias. So these are our poinsettia picks right now, and they are 40% off with our picks and stems. This is how we achieve the designer look, whether it be on a garland or a wreath or a tree. So you want to make sure on your poinsettia it's going to come like this. Don't stick the poinsettia in there like that, because that's not a good look. So you make sure you fluff each and every leaf on the poinsettia just like you would the garland, like I showed you guys how to do that.
Carol Barrios, you stated the ribbon tails are about 8 inches long. How long are the loops and the bows?
Let me see. Let me put this down and I'll show you. They're probably about 1.5 feet. Yeah, so I'd say 1.5 feet. And you can do different size loops. It just depends on how thick and how full your garland is, because if you got a really thin garland, I wouldn't recommend putting a large bow in there like this. I would, bring it down to about this size. But here we have a really thick, full garland, and so I did want to make the loop small enough so I could place them deep into the garland, and the tips of the ribbon would meet the tips of the branches in the garland. So again, guys, we're on our third and final step, which is floral, and we're going to start with our poinsettias. And one of the reasons that I like to use the 2 loop bows in our garland is because they make a great foundation for our flowers. It's like a little nest, and we can nest our flowers into that just like that. And it makes a great backdrop, especially if you use a different color poinsettia than what color ribbon you're using. So here we have that champagne color, and see it just pops on that red leaf. And to attach the picks and stems, you can, if you're doing this at home and you like to change your look from year to year, I don't glue anything, I just place them in my garland on the mantle. But if you want to use this year after year and you want to store it, and like here at the store, I glue everything in using the hot glue. And I had a stem, let me grab one. I had a stem and I cut it because you can't, the stem is too long for it to stick in there like this. So see, it hits the mantle. So you want to make sure you cut the stem. And I just left probably like a 2.5, 3 inch part of the stem. And make sure you fluff each and every leaf of your poinsettia, just like that, and shape it out really good. Then you're going to add some hot glue on the tip of the stem. And then you're going to place those inside of the 2 loop bows that we have made. Just like that.
Jean Smith, what time is the live chat tomorrow?
The live chat each day is at 10 a.m. So again, today we're doing the Mantle Garland. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. we're doing the teardrop swags that are going to go on each side of the mirror up here. And then on Thursday we're going to finish this whole look off with a designer Christmas wreath. So make sure you join us each and every day at 10 o'clock. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this from start to finish. So again, we're on step 3, which is our floral step. And we're adding poinsettias into our garland. And we're going to take them and make sure you fluff each and every branch just like you did your garland. And even if you're not using poinsettias, even if you're just using regular stems, you want to make sure you pick apart and touch each part of it and not leave it crammed up together, because it comes, when it's packaged, it comes like this, and it's not meant to look like that. And guys, if you're just joining us, please put your name and where you're watching from, and any questions that you may have, and I will do the best I can to answer those for you. And again, guys, our stem on our poinsettia is too long for the mantle, so you want to make sure you cut it and leave probably a 3-inch part of the stem left. We're going to attach some hot glue to it. And again, guys, on our 2 loop bows, these make a great nest for the poinsettia. So we're going to take the poinsettia and we're going to nest it into that 2 loop bow that we made. And remember, guys, as you place things in your garland, it's going to change certain aspects. So you want to make sure you still fluff the ribbon around the poinsettia and make each part of it stand out. So guys, as we're doing this, if you have any questions, please feel free to put your name and where you're watching from in the drop box, and Dina will relay those questions to me and I will answer them for you. And again, we're doing our 6-foot mantle garland today, and we have 3 steps that we've done today: ribbon, balls, and floral. And we're on our 3rd and final step, which is floral. Again, guys, this is our poinsettia stems. The stem is too long for the garland, so we're going to cut it with our wire cutters that you can buy at any store. We have them here at Ellis, or you can buy them at Lowe's. And we're going to add some hot glue. And then we're going to add this poinsettia into our garland. And as you can see, all of these components that we have added are starting to stack up and make a great impact. So as you can see, this large ornament that we have added makes a great backdrop to that poinsettia, and so does these ribbon, these 2 loop bows that we made, and make a great backdrop. So if Dina just wants to back up and scan what we've done so far on the right half, this is our 3rd step, which is our ribbon. I mean, not our ribbon, our floral. So we have 3 steps that we've done today, guys, on this mantle. We have ribbon, balls, and floral. And we're on our 3rd step, which is floral, and we are adding our poinsettias.
Janice Ward wants to know, how long have you been doing this?
Hi, Janice. I have been working at Ellis here for 7 years. Doing their Christmas trees. I started off just decorating their trees, and then now I work in floral full time, which I love it because I get to create something different every single day. And I can go home and I'll sleep at night and I'll say, oh, I wish I could try that. And I get to come here every day and try something new. So it's a lot of fun. But I've been decorating since I was a little kid. I've just kind of created my own way and own technique as I've grown up and grown out. So again, guys, we're adding our 3rd step, which is our floral component. So this is our poinsettias. And guys, just like some of my nitpicking things that I can't stand is tags. Like, let's go back to that. Make sure when you put stuff on your garland, whether it's ornaments or balls or ribbon, or anything, or the lights on the garland, cut the tags off because that is so tacky. You don't want tags hanging off of your garland. It just cheapens the whole look. And I can't stand it at my house. If I see a tag, I have to get the scissors and cut it. So, and make sure you fluff each and everything, whether it be your ribbon, whether it be your actual garland, because that makes a great foundation. And at each step that you do, it affects the outcome of the whole project. So you want to make sure you fluff it. And so here, like I was showing them, these poinsettias come like this in packaging. They are compact. So you want to make sure you fluff and bend and touch every leaf. Guys, please put your questions in the comments in the drop box, and I will be sure to have Dina relay those to me, and we will answer them live on this video. And please be sure to come back tomorrow and Thursday and join us, guys, because we are showing you how to complete this whole look. Today we're doing the garland, tomorrow we're doing some swags, and then Thursday we're going to finish off this whole look with a designer wreath. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that from start to finish.
Veronica Lopez is asking, are you going to be decorating a tree?
Hi Veronica, I am planning to do a live video with a tree. I'm not sure exactly when yet, but I will definitely have them post that on the Facebook page ahead of time, so it gives you guys some of, so you're aware of what's going to happen and when, so you can be sure to join us, because I get lots of questions all the time about trees, how to put the balls in there, how to put the ribbon in there, how to do the tree tops. So I will probably do that in a 3-part series as well, starting with the top of the tree and then finishing off the tree just like that. So be sure to check out our Facebook page at ellishomeandgarden, because we will have all of these updates and stuff like that on our page. So make sure you pay attention to that, and we will make sure you're joining us for our next video. So again, guys, we're on our 3rd step out of our 3-step process, which is our ribbon, balls, and floral. We're on our floral process, and we are adding our poinsettias. These are red poinsettias. And guys, you don't have to use traditional red poinsettias. If you have a different look at home, you can use candy stripe poinsettias, you can use burlap poinsettias. But here this year at the front of the store, I decided I was going to do red and champagne because it sticks out so well. It's really vibrant and pretty and beautiful, and I wanted to do something a little bit different and flashy. So again, guys, these poinsettias have a longer stem. A lot of your stems will be too long, especially when creating a garland and a wreath and a swag like we're going to do the next 3 days. So make sure you cut these into about a 3-inch section on your stem with some wire cutters. We do sell these here at Ellis, and you can also buy them at a hardware store. We're attaching the poinsettias using some hot glue. And guys, I was showing her before, or telling you guys, these 2-loop bows we make a great foundation and a great nesting for the poinsettias that we're adding. As you can see, that beautiful champagne ribbon just makes that poinsettia pop on your garland. So we have now inserted all 5 of our red poinsettias. So Dina will get up close for you guys and scan in, and you can see so far as we create this garland all the components that we have done. We started with our 2-loop bows, guys, and then we added our 3 different sizes of boxed ornaments. So we have our large boxed ornaments, we have our medium size here, and then we made our way to our small. And here, as she zooms in here, you can now see the comparison between the large, the medium, and the small. And you can see how all this stuff is starting to come together, and it's starting to, the shape is starting to take effect. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. Please feel free to put your comments and where you're watching from. We are going to continue to work on our 6-foot garland, and we have added our poinsettias. And guys, again, if you're just now joining us, we had a 3-step process we were going by, which was ribbon, which we did at step 1. We had balls, which was our ornaments. We did step 2. We did 3 different sizes, and now we're moving on to step 3, which is our floral. So floral consists of picks and stems, which we use to create and achieve our designer look in all of our stuff, whether it be our trees, our garlands, or our wreaths. And I get asked that all the time, how do you make it look so full and how do you make it look so pretty? And we use our picks and stems, and right now, guys, they are 40% off, so it's a great time to come in and purchase those because the holidays will be here before you know it, and it's a great time to get started decorating. I like to decorate early, way before Thanksgiving, because 25 days is just not long enough for me to enjoy it. And especially when you're going to do all this work and it's so pretty, you want people to see and you want people to come over. So guys, we are on step 3, floral. So we've put in our poinsettias, and now we're going to make our way to our picks and our stems and our sprays. So I'm going to have Dina one more time scan over my table, guys, and I want to show you, before you start a project, you want to make sure that you have everything organized so you don't have a headache while you're trying to do this. And as you can see, I have different varieties of champagne stems. We have some berries here, we have some leaves here, and the same thing as far as the red as well. So we're going to start with one of our red berry sprays. Guys, this is one of my favorite sprays. The reason I like it is because it's really full and pretty, and you get a lot out of this one stem. This is $9.99, and then it is 40% off. So that makes it, what, $6? I think so, $6. So you get so much out of this. And guys, this is just like everything we talked about. It comes compact, and you don't want to stick this in your tree or in your garden like this. You want to make sure you touch each and every one of these berries so that you get the fullest impact out of this one stem. So you want to fluff it.
Jesse Craver, how do you decide how many stems to use?
Hi, Jesse. Thank you for joining us. It just depends on how full of a look you're trying to achieve. Now, anybody who knows me knows I like gaudy. I like full. I mean, you can never have too much. So it just depends on how much you want to use. A lot of the times, this right here, what we've done so far, some people would be happy with this. And it is beautiful, just like it is using those two components that we've used, which is our balls and our ribbon. But these floral components right here, the more you put in there, the more wow factor it gives, and the more it just stands out. So as you can see here, guys, I fluffed this, and you see you can get much more out of this one stem, just like this. Now, these are so large that you would put this whole thing inside of your Christmas tree, but we're not going to stick this in here. That is not good. And a lot of people come to me and they say, you know, my mantle garland looks weird, or it doesn't look right. I can't achieve the look I'm wanting to achieve. And they show me a picture, and it's because they have this stem stuck in like this. And so I'm going to show you guys how to cut and how to place these in there to get the perfect length and width and shape and placement into your garland. So this is where your wire cutters are going to come into effect. We're going to use those a lot in these demos. So I'm going to take this berry stem, and I'm going to cut it. So as you can see here, guys, that made a shorter stem. And the way I cut it, it kind of made it tapered and layered. So as you can see, it has 5 different levels. And then I'm going to cut the base of it to that 3-inch stem, just like we did the poinsettias, because this stem is way too long to insert into your garland mantle. It'd be okay for a tree, but not for that. All right. So see, we have our stem that we cut here, and again, it was just a long stem, just like this, and I just cut it because I want to get the most out of this stem that I can. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are doing a 6-foot mantle garland. We are on step 3, which is our floral step. If you are just joining us, put your name and where you're watching from, and any questions or concerns that you have, I would love to answer them and interact with you guys while you are watching. If you've ever been to our store, comment and tell me what your favorite thing about our stores are. We have 5 locations. We have one in Longview. We have one in Bossier, in Beaumont, in Marshall, and in Texarkana. We also, guys, are online at ellishomeandgarden.com and on Facebook. So please be sure to watch out for our website and on our Facebook, because we have lots of updates that we post all the time, especially info about these videos that we're going to do this year. So we're going to start inserting our floral, which is our 3rd and final step. And I cut this, and we're going to use our hot glue gun. So we're going to add some hot glue to it. Just be careful, guys, this is really hot. And we're going to start adding these into the thing. So you're going to layer your stems. So you're going to find a spot in your garland that has a little bit of a hole. And then you're going to place that pick in there. And like I said, guys, you're going to have to shuffle things around as you start adding your 3rd component. And make sure all of it shows, and you make a big impact with each. So we have our ribbon here that you can see. We have our poinsettia we added, and we have our ornament. So again, guys, this is our 3rd and final step, is our floral aspect, and this is our red berry stems. They're $9.99 and they're on sale 40 off, so I think that makes them around $6. Yeah. So guys, if you're just joining us, please put your name, where you're watching from, and any comments that you may have. And here's the rest of that stem that we have. We're going to go ahead and cut it one more time. We're just going to take our wire cutters, and we're going to cut it just like that. So now we have 2. So we've actually made 3 stems out of that one stem that we had. So we're going to take this, guys, and we're going to add some hot glue once again. We're going to go up here and we're going to add another one. And we added this one kind of in the middle of the garland, so we're going to kind of do this one at a downward angle. And kind of let it hang off the edge of the mantle. So I'm going to let Dina zoom in on that for you guys, and you guys check that out. And again, that's our red berry stem. We added that with our hot glue. And we just nested that into the garland. As you can see, it just fits in there beautifully. And it's already just sprucing this up so much. Alright guys, and again, this is our third piece of that one stem that we had. So we started with this, and we've cut 3 times, and so this is our third section. And we're going to attach this with our hot glue. And then add this into our garland. And this time I'm going to go back to the back of the garland, and I'm going to add a piece there. And guys, make sure when you're doing this that you place these picks and stems all throughout your garland. So don't just do it like on the front side. Make sure you place it in the top, in the front, and in the back of the garland so it evens it out and it hangs or it lays evenly on your mantle. So again, guys, we're on our third step, which is floral. We had a 3-step process that we have followed today. We have had our ribbon, which is our first step, balls or ornaments, which is our second step, and now we're on our third and final step, which is floral. And we've added our red poinsettias, which is our floral, and we're now adding our red berry picks. So guys, if you have any questions or concerns about what we're doing, please put your name, where you're watching from, in the drop box below, and Dina's going to relay those questions to me, and I will answer them the best I can. And guys, even if it doesn't have to do about this garland, if it has to do about Christmas trees or ribbon or bows or anything you want to know about decorating for the holidays, please feel free to ask me. I'm here to answer your questions. So guys, once again, you want to make sure on these red berry stems that you pick apart every single branch, because you want to get the most out of each stem. And a lot of the times, you know, I'll see something in a display, even not at our store, but I'll just be out somewhere and I'll see it somewhere in a display and then I won't be able to find it, and it'll be on the aisle all crammed up and it won't even look the same. So it makes a big difference when you fluff it out.
Cindy Gillen, how much of each for a 6-foot mantle?
Hi Cindy. Once again, it just depends on how full of a look you're trying to achieve. I here have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you want to show them our table here, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different kinds of sprays and stems, and I have about 2, 3, 4, 5 to 7 of each particular one. And you don't have to use that many or make it that full. It just depends on the look you're trying to achieve. I, on the other hand, like stuff gaudy and pretty and full, and everyone asks how we achieve the designer look, and we achieve that by using our sprays. And the more you add, the more you layer to a project, whether it be a tree or a mantle, as we're doing here, it just makes it pop and it makes a big statement.
Angela Crabb, do you sell the mantle pieces after Christmas?
Hi Angela, we do. They are for sale. As soon as I will get done with this, I will put a price on it and I will have it for sale. And we should have, they will be for sale all the way through the holidays. And we have lots of them made up too, guys. We have designers in all of our locations. While I'm adding this, I'm going to tell you guys about this. We have designers in all of our locations, all 5 locations, and they make beautiful arrangements and garlands and wreaths for the holidays, and we do custom work as well. So if you guys come in the store and we don't have that one thing that you need, if you want to just change something or you want to have a custom piece done, you know, talk to one of our designers and we will create anything that you're looking for. And guys, I also want to stop for a second and remind you that we do interior design at our Longview and our Bossier locations. So here, Dylan in Longview, can come to your home and we can do your Christmas tree for you. Ellis can do your Christmas tree for you in your house. And then in Bossier, Debbie. So if you guys ever wanted this Christmas tree that you see here in your house and you don't know how to get there, or you just don't have the time to do it for that holiday season and you would like somebody to come in and do it for you, Dylan here in Longview, I can do it in Longview, or Debbie in Bossier. So guys, come in and see us and get a consultation. We'd love to sit down and talk about what we can create in your home. But we also have lots of mantle garlands here at our Longview store, and arrangements and wreaths made up for the holidays. So if you just need to come in and grab one really quick, we've got it for you. And again, guys, I'm taking these red berry picks and I'm cutting them 3 times. So I've already cut it once. I'm going to cut it again in half. And so I've gotten 3 picks out of that one stem. I'm going to place a little glue on it. And I'm going to place it into my garland. Guys, if you're just joining us, please put your name and where you're watching from. I'd love to know. And then any questions that you have about decorating, even if it's not about this mantle, it's about Christmas decorating, please let me know and I will answer those the best I can. And guys, one tip is don't put all of your stems in the middle of the garland. You want to make sure you fill out the whole garland, so make sure you put them at the edge, in the middle, just like we did here, even at the back of the garland, so that it creates a full 360 look and it's not just one-sided. And guys, while I'm adding these, I'm going to remind you of a few questions that I had asked earlier about the garland itself. When you put the garland on your mantle, you want to make sure that you secure it in some way. Here we have a wood mantle and I put some screws there to attach it. You can use some finishing nails, even command hooks. Command hooks are the best option for people who don't want to put screws or holes in their mantle, which is totally understandable because I don't either. And that way you can remove those command hooks after the holidays and you won't have any residue or any holes or any damage to your mantle, because we don't have a Christmas garland there all year. Again, guys, we're just cutting our red berry stems, and guys, these are $9.99 and they are 40 off, so they're $6, and we have a huge variety of stems to choose from. But all of our picks and stems are 40 off right now, and our picks and stems and floral components are a great way to spruce up anything that you have in your house and really make it pop. So we're going to add this one down here kind of at the end. As you can see, we nested it underneath that large ornament. And our ornament was our second step in this 3-step process: ribbon, balls, and floral. And now we're on our floral step. So again, guys, make sure you fluff and touch each and every piece of your stem. Add some glue. And then we're going to add these into the garland. And the hot glue works great because it just sticks very well to the garland. It's not a lot of mess. Just be careful and don't burn yourself. And as you can see, we nested this into the garland. We stuck it far up in there underneath the layers that we have created here. We have created our poinsettia and we've nested it with our 2-loop ribbon bow that we have done in the champagne and the red ribbon. And now we have our third step, which is our floral red berries. So again, guys, this is Dylan with ellishomeandgarden. We're having a 3-step video series of a mantle transformation. It started today at 10 a.m. and it's going to be tomorrow, Wednesday at 10 a.m. and Thursday. Tomorrow we're doing the swags, and then Thursday we are doing the wreath to finish this whole look off.
Angela Crowd, is there a specific type of hot glue that you like to use?
There's not, Angela. This is something that we have at the store. It's just a basic glue stick, which you can buy at any craft store or anything you have at home. Just if you really want it to be on there for a while and you want to use the garland year after year, make sure that you put a lot of glue on what you're doing. Because if you store it and it's in the attic in the heat, the heat sometimes warms up the hot glue and it sometimes falls off, so you want to make sure you do it the best you can. And again, guys, I'm just cutting up these red berry stems that we're doing. We're adding them into our garland with some hot glue. And you guys, if you like to change out your look every year and you don't want anything permanent, you can actually take these stems and you can take a piece of the greenery and attach it that way. So again, guys, I'm going to just take this and I'm going to stick it far down into the garland and the greenery. And guys, as you work, don't get discouraged because something's not looking quite right, because this is all a work in progress. As you work and as you create this garland, and as you follow these 3 steps, ribbon, balls, and floral, these things are going to shift and they're going to change. And that is supposed to happen. As you add more components, you have to add, and you have to touch your ribbon and your other components that you added and make sure it all layers together.
Mary Nichols is asking, is there a way to see this video from the very beginning?
Yes, after we get done today with this live video, it will be posted on our Facebook page at Ellis Home and Garden. Check it out on Facebook, and you can rewind and fast forward and watch it as many times as you want. And again, guys, this is our 6-foot mantle garland that we're doing today. And then we're going to have a 3-part series on the whole transformation of this area. So in your home, you can do this from start to finish. So today we'll do the garland. Tomorrow we are going to do the teardrop swags. If you'll back up for just a second and show them this area. Tomorrow we're going to do the teardrop swags that hang on each side of your mirror. And then on Thursday we're going to finish this whole thing off with a beautiful designer wreath that's going to hang on the center of this mirror that matches all of this champagne and red that we're doing here. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that all from start to finish. And guys, if you have any requests, like any requests of videos that you'd like us to do this year, I know somebody said they wanted to do a tree and a tree topper for sure. But if you have any requests on any type of videos, put that in the down bar and I will have Dina relay those to me and we will see what we can get in the works, guys. And if you don't live near one of our stores, guys, you can always visit us on our website at ellishomeandgarden.com. We do have some of our products on there for sale, especially our ribbon, balls, and floral. I'm pretty sure all of that's on there. So if you can't come to our store, or it's just easier for you to shop online, you can go and pick some of that up online and have it delivered to your door, and then you can achieve this look at your home.
We've had viewers from Illinois, West Virginia, Orlando, Bakersfield,
Wow.
California.
Well, hi guys, I'm glad you're joining us today. I bet the weather's there is nice. It's so hot here in Texas. It is like what, probably 80, 90 degrees? Yeah, and it's November. So we just crank the air down and pretend that it's Christmas. Or feels like Christmas. So again, guys, we had a long red stem. I'm going to show you one more time. We had a long red berry stem. We fluffed it, picked it apart, and now we are cutting it into 3 sections so we can get the most out of this one stem. Bye, guys. All right, so now we're going to take this, and we put some hot glue on it. We're going to just insert it into the bottom of that garland. And guys, I've now inserted the red berries, and I'm going to have Dina scan from left to right and zoom in and show you guys what a big change just those berries have made into the garland. So again, guys, to achieve what we've done so far, we have just done our 3 steps. We have done our ribbon, which we've done at the very beginning. We made 2 loop bows, we added our balls, and we used 3 different sizes. We used small, medium, and large with different finishes, and we nested those into the garland. So we put the larger ones deep in the garland and worked our way to the tip with the smaller ornaments. And now we're on our 3rd and final step, which is our floral. And we've only added one of our floral components, which is our red berries. And as you can see, it has made a big change and big impact to this garland. And it is beautiful like it is, but anybody who knows me, I need more. So we're gonna add a lot more. And I'm glad you're joining us today. This is Dylan from Ellis Home and Garden. Before we move on, I wanna just remind you guys, we are doing a 3-series video. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Today we did the mantle. Tomorrow we're going to do some beautiful teardrop swags that hang on each side of the mantle. And then Thursday we're going to finish off with a designer Christmas wreath that's all going to match and be a part of this red and champagne look. And guys, I want to remind you, I'm doing this all from start to finish to show you guys how to create this look inside your home, whether you do the red champagne or whether you use a different color as well. So guys, while we're doing this, please put your name and where you're watching from, and your name in the comment box. I would love to know your questions. and we will do the best we can to answer your questions. Even if it's not about this garland that we're doing now, it's about Christmas decorating in general. I can do the best I can to answer it.
Jean Johnson, when you do your tree after the lights, what is the next thing you do?
On your tree, the first thing you do is kind of like this same process: ribbon, balls, and floral. So the first thing you want to do after you fluff the tree, after you get the lights on there, I do the top of the tree first, because depending on how big the topper is on the tree is how much room you have left. So the next thing you want to do is add your ribbon, and you can add some mesh in there to fill out the tree. You can add bows, which I do layered bows, which I'm going to show you guys how to do in a future video. But you want to put ribbon. So just like on the garland and on the wreath and everything else for your tree, you want to use the same 3 steps. Ribbon, step 1, balls, step 2, and floral, step 3. And floral is anything that has to do with a pick or a stem or a poinsettia. And all of our picks and stems right now are 40% off. And I use a lot of those in the tree, so at 40% off, it's a great time to come in and get those, because I can't believe it's already almost, the middle of November, and it'll be time to decorate your home before you know it. So guys, we have selected these red berry stems, and we have added these to our garland. So we're going to go to our next step, which we're going to switch off here. I'm going to show you guys our table one more time. I want to remind everybody, when you do a project, whether it's a garland, a tree, or a mantle, make sure you have a table and you have everything organized, because being organized really helps when doing a project, and it makes it a lot easier for you. So we're going to move on to one of our champagne stems. This is one of my favorites, and it is $9.99. So again, this one is going to be 40% off, so it's going to be $6. So again, guys, this is a beautiful stem, but we're going to cut it. So we're actually going to get 2 stems out of 1, because our garland is not that big, and so we don't want a stem sticking up like this. We want to cut it, we want to insert it into the garland. And I want Dina to zoom in right here for me and show you guys. As you can see, we have this gap here, and we have some green still showing. Anywhere you have a gap is a good place you can take stems and picks like this and layer them into there. So you have different layers of different types of stems and picks. And again, those stems and picks right now are 40% off, so it's a great time to come in and purchase those. So if you'll grab your wire cutters with me, guys, and we're going to take this champagne with white berry and leaves. I love this because you get like 3 picks in one, because you have these large white berries, you've got the champagne ones, and you have these beautiful glitter leaves at the back. So this is a great pick to have, because you basically get 3 in 1. So we're going to take our wire cutters and we're going to just snip this in half. So as you can see here. And so now we're going to have 2 picks out of that one that we had. And again, guys, this particular one is $9.99 and 40 off, so it's $6. And we're going to cut this again into a 3-inch section. And guys, while you're decorating, it's a great idea to put like a drop cloth down or something, because it does make kind of a mess. You'll have glitter everywhere, but nothing a vacuum can't pick up. So now we're going to take a piece of that pick. We're going to take our glue gun again. Let me get a glue stick. And now we're going to start layering our picks and stems until we have this garland just full and beautiful. So we're going to take our glue gun, add a little bit of glue to this. So, as you can see here in that space that I was telling you guys about, we're going to take this stem, the glue's dripping, and we're going to add it in there just like that. And creating that layered effect makes a big impact and a big statement, just like that. And guys, if you're just joining us, we are doing a 6-foot mantle garland. We're on our 3rd step of our 3-step process, which is ribbon, balls, and floral. So if you guys have any questions about what we're doing as we're doing it, we're here on a live video. We're here to answer your questions. So put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar and your question, and Dina's going to relay those questions to me. So again, we're going to take the glue gun. Ooh, our glue stick fell out. Raggedy. And we're going to put a little glue on here. And we're going to layer these again. So as you can see, with the 2 different colors, it just pops. This champagne next to the red. And as you can see, all of our steps are coming into play here, and they are working well. So we have our ribbon, our poinsettias, our balls, and now our floral. And as you can see, it's all starting to fill out our garland. So guys, please ask me any questions that you may have. That's what we're here for, to answer your questions. We're doing these live videos today, tomorrow, and on Thursday. And it's all about how to transform your mantle into a Christmas display.
Debbie White, how did you attach the garland?
Hey Debbie. So to attach the garland, again, we this is a wood mantle. So we took some screws and we put 3 screws. We put one on each end and one in the center, and we took the branches from the existing garland and we wrapped that around the screw to secure the garland. And that is a good question, because you want to make sure that your garland is secure before you start, because as you add components to the garland, it makes it heavy and it adds weight to it, and you don't want it to shift while you're decorating. If you don't want to put nails or holes or add damage to your mantle, you can add command hooks. And command hooks are the sticky hooks that you can put on there. You still use the existing greenery and attach it like that. And but that way, at the end of the season, when you remove it, you don't have any residue on your mantle. So again, guys, we are adding these Christmas stems and picks that are 40% off. I'm adding a little hot glue, and we are just adding those as we go. Guys, something important is make sure you put picks and stems throughout your whole garland. So not just at the front side where you think everybody can see, because when someone walks in the other room, you can see the holes in your garland. So you want to make sure you fill it out evenly all throughout. So again, guys, if you're just joining us, please put your name and where you're watching from, any questions that you may have. Even if it's not about this garland, if it just has to do with Christmas, I love to answer your questions the best that I can.
Bev, Sally's, where else could you use a garland to look nice in a small no mantle place?
Hi Bev, is that her name, Bev? You can actually use garlands all over your home. One of the reasons that I like to use unlit garland is because it doesn't have any wires in it, and you can cut that garland to the shape and the length that you need. And you could actually cut this garland right here and make like a little, 2-foot section and put that on your coffee table, and that'd be a great centerpiece, or put it on your dining room table. You could put a great garland like this around your front door, inside or outside on the interior or exterior of your house. You can put it around your kitchen cabinets. So garland is a great way to add Christmas cheer through your home, and it brings the colors through the season all through your house.
Do you have tree stands?
No. So again, guys, we're just adding our picks and stems, which is our third step in this 3-step process: ribbon, balls, and floral. And guys, as you add, you are going to have to kind of adjust certain things in your garland, like the ribbon. You just kind of have to pull it back and then put it back where it is, just so you nest all of this stuff into your garland.
Thank you so much.
So again, we are adding our picks and stems into the garland, and they are 40% off right now. So make sure you come in and pick those up, because this is something that we use to really brighten up our whole display. And again, we just put some hot glue on that stem, and we just stuck it right into the garland. Just like that. So guys, I'm going to have Dina show you from this point over to the right is what we have completed so far as our floral components. And if you guys have any questions so far about what we have done, or if you have any questions about decorating advice, please put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar below, and we will do the best we can to answer your questions.
Can it be taken down, Patricia Hannon, can it be taken down in one piece to store?
Hi Patricia, thank you for joining us. Yes, you can. This is all that we've done here. It's all hot glued in, and it is just on here with a screw, so you can just untwist it. You can pick this actual garland up, and you can store it in your attic or in your storage shed or anything like that. So you can use it from year to year. And if you're like me, guys, I glue everything in and I like it the next year, but I'll always add something different to it just to change it up if I don't have the same look. So guys, once again, we are on step 3 of our 3-step process, ribbon, balls, and floral. And we are just nesting these picks and sprays into our garland. And again, guys, these are 40% off, so it is a great time to purchase these. And again, this is a 1 large stem. We are cutting it in half to get 2 out of it. So we now have 2 stems. And guys, we are going to have these videos today, tomorrow, and Thursday. It is a 3-part mantle series. So today we're doing the mantle, and then tomorrow we're going to show you guys how to do 2 beautiful long teardrops that are going to hang on each side of our mirror up here above this garland. And then on Thursday, we're going to complete this whole transformation from fall to Christmas with our Christmas designer wreath that's going to hang right here on this mirror.
Bev asks again, what ribbon would you suggest for outdoor?
Outdoor, if it's going to be in direct rain, there's really not an outdoor ribbon that you can buy. It's just better if you spray the ribbon with some Scotch Guard, and that will help repel the water and the fading from happening. But you can really use kind of any ribbon that you want. I usually use anything. But the glitter, if it's got a lot of glitter on it, that glitter is probably going to disappear over time because of the rain.
Debbie White, when you're done, can you post pictures?
Sure,
so
Debbie.
Can see it?
Yes, I'm going to have a photographer come this week, and I will have those pictures posted soon. So after the whole transformation is done. So make sure you join in each and every day at 10 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week as we transform this whole area into a Christmas mantle display that you can do in your own home.
Pat Stevenson, how'd you get the garland to stay?
Hi, Pat. We just attached the garland with some screws on the mantle. We took our existing greenery that we have as our foundation, our garland itself, and we wrapped them around the screw. But if you're at your house and you don't want to cause any damage or nail holes to your mantle, just add some command hooks up there, and those just stick on there, and they don't leave any residue after the season. And that'd be a great way to do it. So again, guys, we are on step 3. We are on our 3rd and final step, which is our floral components. And we are just adding hot glue to these stems, and we are nesting them inside of our garland. So now we have completed our 2nd layer of picks and stems. So I'm going to have Dina scan through here for you guys, show you a close-up view. And as you can see, we have taken something that was just totally red stems, and we have added just a few of our champagne berry stems, and it has added a big change to the garland. And guys, if you're just joining us, put your name and where you're watching from. And if you have any questions about what we're doing today on the garland or on the mantle or anything Christmas related as far as decorating goes, please put your questions and where you're watching from and your name, and I will do the best I can to answer those for you. So again, guys, just to back myself up a little bit, we had 3 steps that we were going by today. We had ribbon, which is our first step that we have placed right in here. We have our balls, and then we have our floral. Floral is our 3rd and final step. So we have inserted now 2 layers of berries. We have had our red berries and our champagne berries, and as you can see, our garland is starting to take shape and it is starting to fill out. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some more of our picks and stems. This is another one of our picks and stems. It's a smaller one, and it's $4.99. And again, guys, our picks and stems and sprays are 40% off. It's a great time to come in and get that, because these are what we use to achieve our designer look, whether it be in our garlands or in our trees. So again, I'm going to take this pick and I'm going to cut it in half, and so here again I get two picks out of 1. And you're just going to use wire cutters that you can buy at any hardware store, or here at Ellis we sell them in our floral department, and you now have 2 picks. So now we're going to start with our 3rd layer. People ask me all the time, how many picks and stems do you need? It just depends on how full and how thick you want your garland to be when you are finished. I like mine really full and gaudy, and so I use lots and lots of layers. And the more layers you use, the bigger impact and the bigger wow factor you get when people come into your home. So again, I'm just attaching these guys with a hot glue gun that you can get at any craft store, or here at Ellis we do carry those. And I'm just going to find a spot where there's a green spot, and I'm going to nest this in there. This is going to be our third layer. And as you can see, guys, while Dina's up close, this is a different type of picks and stems. So I've had our berries this whole time, and this time I'm going with a maidenhair fern leaf. So I like to add a variety of picks and stems. And I love these because they're on a little piece of wire, and you can touch them and you can bend them and shape them into the garland, so you can have them bend and go any way you want them to. Guys, as I'm adding these, please put your questions in your comments. And guys, if you have any videos that you want me to do, any requests in the future, please put those as well, because I would love to get those on the books and see what we can do. And guys, something else while I'm adding these that you can do to really spruce up your mantle garland, you can, even if you have a pre-lit garland with just some traditional clear lights, you can take some twinkle lights that you can purchase. Here at Ellis we do have deco lights, or you can purchase them at another store, Walmart or Lowe's, where they have Christmas lights, and you can add those into your garland, and it will really just make it, you know, sparkle, especially when you're using vibrant colors like these.
Rebecca McNeese, what kind of glue gun do you recommend?
Hi Rebecca, I use a high temp glue gun. The reason I don't use the low temp is because one good about the low temp is it doesn't burn you as bad, but the high temp, it sticks better, the glue gets hotter, and that way when it dries onto wherever you're sticking it, it sticks better and it's not falling off. I found with the low temp glue guns that things start to fall off easily. Again, guys, we're adding our third layer of floral components. So we've had ribbon balls and floral, and this is our third component. And just like with our ornaments, how I used three different ornaments, I used three different finishes. I'm using lots of different picks and stems. So I have berries, and now I'm using a maidenhair fern stem. And guys, most of our picks and stems come in a variety of colors. So if you want to do this and you want to use a different color, we have what you're looking for, and they are 40% off right now. And if you're just joining us, this is Dylan with ellishomeandgarden, and we're doing our 6-foot mantle garland today. It's our first video in our 3 video series that we're going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So today, guys, I'm showing you how to do the mantle. But if you will join in tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'm going to continue working on this display, and I'm going to show you guys how we transformed this from a blank canvas, a blank slate, into a Christmas mantle display. So as I add these, I'm going to have Dina kind of go down here and get up close for you guys and show you the different varieties of picks that we used. And again, guys, we've been using a 3-step process: ribbon, balls, and floral. And we are on our 3rd and final step, which is floral. Guys, if you have any questions or comments about what we are doing on this garland or Christmas-related decorating, please put your name, where you're watching from, and anything I can do to help you, I will do. That is what we're here for. So now I have finished our 3rd layer of picks and stems. I'm going to have Dina go one more time and scan through and show you guys the variety and the difference that it made. And as you can see, it's starting to fill out and become really full. And guys, again, we have achieved this look by using the 3-step process: ribbon, balls, and floral. It is very important we use that process and those steps on everything that I do here. We use it on our Christmas trees, our designer trees, our wreaths, and especially our garlands. So guys, we're going to add our 4th layer of picks and stems now. So this is going to be our locust leaves. These come in a variety of colors. It's one of my favorites because anything that fans out like this, it makes a big statement and it helps fill out the garland that you are working on. This again is $4.99. They are 40% off. Now is a great time to come and get these picks and sprays because as you can see what a big difference they make in your garland. And just like before, we're going to take this spray and we're going to cut it in half, and that way you get 2 out of 1. Just like that. And guys, we are on our third step on floral. Our third and final step, that's the last thing you add in your designer creation, whether it be a wreath, a tree, or a garland. So guys, if you have any questions as we're doing this, I'm here to answer your questions. So please put your name and where you're watching from in the down bar, and Dina will relay those questions to me. And guys, if you have any requests about what you'd like to see us do on these videos or see us do here at Ellis, please put those as well.
Eugene Smith, will you be doing a video on table caps?
Table caps on like table arrangements. Probably I'm gonna see if I can do a video on definitely a tree because I have had a lot of requests on trees and tree toppers and tablescapes. I will see if we can get that in for you because Christmas tablescapes are awesome. They make a great impact when you walk into the dining room at your house. So thank you for that question. Guys, again, we are adding our 4th layer of picks and sprays, and as you can see in just that little section, it is really filling out the area. And I have 4 different varieties of picks and sprays here in stems. I have our locust leaves, I have maidenhair fern, and I have 2 different varieties of Christmas berries, one in red and one in the champagne. And as you can see how all of these components that we've used are starting to stack up and blend very well together, and your look is starting to transform. And after we post this video, guys, if you will scroll back to the beginning, you will notice this was just a blank, plain green garland. Some of you might have green garland up in your attic and you might see it and go, oh, I'm going to throw that away because I just don't know what to do with it. With just these 3 steps that we have done here today, you can create and transform that basic old green garland into something beautiful that you can use in your home from year after year during the holidays. And again, guys, I'm just adding hot glue to these stems, and that is how I'm adding them to the garland. Be careful, guys, as you do this because you don't want to burn yourself. It does hurt. This is our 3-part mantle series video. We're doing a transformation on our mantle display up here at the front of our store in the Longview location. It's going to be today, tomorrow, and Thursday. We're going to finish up on Thursday with a beautiful designer Christmas wreath. I've had a lot of requests on how we do that, how I put that together. So I'm going to show you guys from start to finish after all of your requests. So be sure to join us the next 2 days as we continue working on this mantle area. And guys, if you have any questions about Christmas decorating in general, about this mantle, about anything that we're doing here, please feel free to put your name, where you're watching from, and we will do the best we can to answer your questions and any requests that you have, guys, because I do sometimes hit a standstill at what type of videos I should do, even if they're not just traditional mantle garlands. So put your requests there and I will see what we can do to get those going for you. So again, guys, this is our 4th layer of our sprays. And as you can see, this is filling out beautifully. If Dina will start down here for me as I add some more and just show you guys up close at the transformation. And guys, this started out just as a basic, simple green, unlit green garland. And all we have done is we followed 3 steps, ribbon, balls, and floral. And we have created this beautiful garland. That you can now do at your house. And guys, if you're still stumped and you still want to come in and you would rather work with one of us one-on-one, we do offer floral classes at all of our locations, all 5 locations. You can get those schedules online at ellishomeandgarden.com, or you can pick one up in the floral department at your store location. And guys, sometimes when you're decorating, it's best if you step back from the area that you're decorating with and you really take in the whole project and you look, because if you step back you can get a better view at where you need to add some of your picks and stems, because some people have asked on this video how many you need to use and where you need to place them, and sometimes you don't really know until you back up far away and you take a big look at what you're doing, and then you can kind of look at where you need to place them. So guys, please put your questions for me and your concerns, and I will do the best I can to answer them. Put your name and where you're watching from, because I love to hear from our viewers that are all over the world. Again, we're on our third step of our three-step process: ribbon, balls, and floral. That goes for the garland, that goes for the trees that we do, and for our wreaths. So we're on our third and final step, which is floral. We're using our picks and stems, which that is what we have used here to transform this garland, and they right now are 40% off. Some other things, guys, as I do this, that we have added to this garland to really make it pop. We used our boxed ornaments that are 50% off right now at our locations, and we use 3 different sizes with 3 different finishes. So as you can see, I'm going to nest another one of our sprays in here. I added some hot glue, and I pull back. And guys, you will have to shuffle some of your stuff around as you add these picks and sprays to your garland. I'm going to let Dina scan through there. I'm going to step back and take a look at it.
Rebecca McNeese, where are the locations of the stores?
Hi, Rebecca. We have 5 locations, and we have one in here in Longview, we have one in Marshall, we have one in Bossier, in Texarkana, and in Beaumont. And you can find all of those locations and all of that information on our website at ellishomeandgarden.com. And guys, also don't forget to check us out on our Facebook page at Ellis Home and Garden, because this video that we're doing and the next 2 videos we're doing the next 3 days are all going to be posted on there, and you can rewind and fast forward from start to finish and really get a good view and look. Throw on your Christmas music at home, get a glass of wine, watch that video, and you can, on a Thursday or Friday night, you can sit at home and you can transform your own mantle into something beautiful. And guys, don't get discouraged when you do this, because you do, things do shuffle around, like I said, as you decorate, and it just takes some patience, and you have to just kind of shuffle each and everything with your hand as you decorate to achieve the look.
Eugene Smith, approximately how much will this cost when you're done?
This particular garland, I'm putting a lot of stuff in. So this one with, here at the store, I'm having to charge labor because I'm doing this. I mean, at your house, you wouldn't have a labor charge. This one will probably retail for $250 to $350, somewhere around there. And guys, if that is too much for you to spend and you would like one of us to make it, come in and see us here at Ellis, and we can work with anybody's budget, anybody's decor, and we can create something beautiful that will work in your home and in your budget. And sometimes you can bring in an existing garland that you have. We can spruce it up for you and add a few things. So don't let that price get you, because we can make anything work in your budget. And I also want to tell you guys one more time that we do offer interior design, guys, in our Longview and in our Bossier location. So if you come in and see a designer tree here that you want and you just don't have the time and you'd like one of us to come in and get that look for you in your home, please have a consult with me here in Longview, Dillon, or you can check out Debbie in Bossier. Have a consult with us. We can just see what we can do to create something beautiful in your home for this holiday season. All right, guys, so I have inserted in all of our glitter locust leaf. That's our 4th layer of stems. So I'm going to have Dina scan through that for you one more time up close and show you guys all of the layers that we have added. All right, guys, I think we are almost reaching the point where we are going to insert our 5th and final layer. So again, I like to use different varieties of picks and sprays, and this right here is another variety of spray. This is just a red, small glitter leaf. These are $6.99, and again, the picks and sprays and stems are 40% off, so it's a great time to get those. And look at this. These have different branches, so you can actually get 1, 2, 3, 4 picks out of this one stem if you were doing a smaller item. Because we're doing a thicker, fuller garland, I'm going to cut this where I get in half, where I get actually 2 picks out of this one, just like we've done with the rest of them. And I'm going to nest those in here using the hot glue. And this is our 5th and final layer of floral components that we're doing. And guys, we've had 3 steps we followed this whole day, excuse me. We've had ribbon, balls, and floral, and now we're on our 3rd and final step, which is floral. So as I'm doing this, guys, and inserting these in, please put your name and where you're watching from. I'd love to know where you're from in the world, guys, and put any questions that you have or any requests that you'd like me to do on these videos. Again, we're going to have a 3-part video series starting today, guys. Mantle transformation. Tomorrow we're going to do the teardrop swags, and then we're going to finish up on Thursday with a beautiful designer Christmas wreath. And someone asked earlier where you can find these videos after we're done, and if you can watch it from the beginning, you can. And they're going to be on our Facebook page. I'm going to post it on there, Ellis Home and Garden, and you can go back, guys. You can go home and get a glass of wine, and you can pull out your own mantle garland and watch this video and rewind it and fast forward as many times as you need to, and you can achieve this look at your house. So again, this is our 5th and final layer that we are adding, and I'm using this red small leaf spray. And I'm using our wire cutters that you can buy at a hardware store or here at Ellis Pottery, and you just slice it in half so you get 2 stems out of 1. And guys, a good thing about these picks and stems, not just this one but any one, is they have a piece of wire in here, so you can bend it and shape it any way you need to do. So here I can curve that one, so if you put it at the end down here, like I'll show you, I curved it with my hand, I just bent it. And you can insert that in there just like that, and it kind of gives it a good final outlook. So I'm going to let Dina scan up on that for you guys. And guys, if you're just joining us, this is Dylan with Ellis Home and Garden, and we are creating a beautiful red and champagne 6-foot mantle garland. We have transformed it from start to finish, from a basic plain green garland that wasn't that attractive, and now we have made it into something that you can put on your mantle at home. Guys, we have used 3 components, 3 steps during this process: ribbon, balls, and floral. And we're on our 3rd and final step right now, which is floral. You guys put your name and where you're watching from, your questions, even if it doesn't have to do about this garland that we're doing now. Any questions that you have on decorating, I will do the best that I can to answer those for you. And one more time, guys, for anybody who missed this, I had a lot of questions on how we attach the garland to the mantle. And this mantle that we have up here on display is wooden, and I used some screws, guys, and I just attached the existing green garland to the screw, and I twisted it around. But if you're at your house and you don't want any damage to your mantle, you can use a command hook, guys, because at the end of the season you can pull that off and it does not leave any residue. So it's a great way to attach your garland, but you want to make sure your garland is secure while it's blank and before you add any embellishments or any weight, because they will shift and that will ruin your day. So again, we're adding our 5th and final layer of our sprays, and we've used here about 5 to 7 of each one. And I'm cutting those in half so I get 2 picks out of 1. And I'm just using my hot glue gun, and I'm adding those like that. And guys, if you do not live near one of our locations, you can visit us online at ellishomeandgarden.com. And please add us on Facebook, like us on Facebook at Ellis Home and Garden, because we post updates on there all the time. We post inspirational pictures. We have pictures of our store. and everything. So it's a great thing to know, and we post information about these videos that we're doing. So I'm going to have Dina get up close, and I'm going to let her give you a look at what we have done so far. We're almost finished, guys. We are on our last step, which is floral. And again, guys, we are adding these picks and stems using hot glue. We are just using a hot glue gun. We are adding a little bit of glue on here. And then we are just inserting them into the garland, just like that. And we have got one more, guys, and we are done. So we're going to add this one really quick. Guys, we're about to wrap up in just a minute, so it's your last chance. If you have any questions, guys, or concerns about what we have done today on this garland, or anything that is Christmas related, please put your comment below about where you're watching from and your name, and any questions that you have, or any requests that you have for future videos that you'd like to see Ellis do. And again, guys, these are on wire, so you can take it and you can bend it and shape it into whatever shape you need for any placement that you need on your garland or your project that you're working on. I like to bend them like that and put them on the ends of the garland. Just like that. Alright, guys, that is our fourth and final step we have completed. So we have done our 3 steps: ribbon, balls, and floral. And I have one more thing we're going to add to this garland just to make it pop. So I'm going to have Dina step back and just scan over the garland and show you guys it while I grab what we're going to use. Alright, guys, so the last thing we're going to do to this garland, which is not in those 3 steps, but it's something we're going to do just to make a big impact here and to make it pop, and you can do this at your house especially, is we're going to add these finial glass, mercury glass ornaments. And they come in different sizes and different shapes, different lengths, and we're going to add those underneath here on the garland. Just like this. We're going to add them all on the garland underneath, and it's just going to make it just drip with glitter and elegance, and that's what you want, especially for something as rich as this with these red and these champagne colors. So to attach these, remove the tags. Remember, this is tacky. Remove the tags, and these you're going to actually use the hooks that are on here and the existing greenery. So that the piece of garland that's under here, can you see that on there good? You're going to take this and wrap it around here, just like that. Oh Lord. So, just like that. And you're going to alternate between the larger ones and the smaller ones. And you can just use, again, the tips of those branches. I'm going to let Dina zoom in on that for you guys to show you. This is just a great way to finish off the designer garland at home and give it a really beautiful impact when you walk up to it. These are glass, guys, so be careful. I'm surprised I haven't shattered them all. But again, we're just using these glass finial ornaments, and we're just going to add them at the base of the garland and twist them on there using the existing greenery branches. So we're going to take the string that's on the ornament, and you're going to find a piece of that greenery that's under there, and you're just going to add it. You're just going to twist this onto there. Just like that. And you're going to alternate them, guys, and you can do some of them really long, like this one I'll do a little longer. You can just bend that up and it holds it right into place. And as you can see, just on half of the garland that we have done, what a big finishing impact that has made. So again, guys, these are just some glass finial ornaments. You might have some of these in your attic that you've had in there for years that you just go, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Well, it's a great way to finish off a designer garland. So I have a really long one here. We're going to put this one in the center. And again, you're just going to use the existing piece of greenery that is on the garland and twist it around there. Just like that. And we're just going to alternate all the way down the mantle with these beautiful finial mercury glass ornaments. And guys, these will be beautiful with any type of look that you're trying to achieve in your home, whether it be traditional, whether it be red and green, whether it be this one right here, red and champagne. These mercury glass finials make a great finishing touch to anything, any project. And again, guys, I'm just attaching those with the existing greenery. Guys, we're about to wrap it up, so if you have any questions, any final questions, please put your name and where you're watching from.
Just a favor, how much are the finials?
The finials are different prices. Let's see, this particular size here, they are $6.99, and then our ornaments are half off, so $3.50 for this one. And for the larger ones, they're $7.99 and 50 off, so $4. So these are really a great price, and they are glass. And they are very, very pretty. Guys, you don't even just have to use finials. You can use regular ornaments as well. But I do love the shape of these, especially on the front of the mantle. Like I said earlier, guys, if you just step back and kind of get a look, then you can kind of see where you need to place them to even the mantle out. Alright guys, so we have now completed all 3 of our steps for our mantle garland. We have had our ribbon, our balls, and our floral. So we have completed all 3 of those steps today. One other thing I want to show you is behind your mantle. A lot of people put lamps, and I use some of our statues to create a backdrop for this beautiful designer garland. So I have used our soldiers or our nutcrackers in 2 different sizes, and these are our Christmas decor. They are 50% off. So I used a larger one on the ends, and I went down to the medium, and then I put a beautiful nativity in the middle that matches our designer look. So this is a great backdrop that you can use for your mantle. Alright guys, I want to remind you that today we did our mantle garland, 6-foot mantle garland, and then tomorrow and Thursday we're going to continue this video series. So tomorrow we're going to have our swag and our teardrop video. So we're going to show you how to finish off the rest of this wall. So if you go back up for just a second, Dina, and show them. We're going to create tomorrow at 10 a.m. Make sure you join us 10 a.m. Some beautiful teardrop swags for each side of the mirror, and then we're going to finish this whole display off on Thursday with a beautiful designer wreath that's going to go right here above this nativity scene on our mantle. So guys, I want to thank you for joining me today. I had a lot of fun. I've never done one of these videos before this long as far as a designer video like this, so I appreciate you joining me, and I loved your questions and concerns, and I want you guys to continue watching with us tomorrow and Thursday at 10 a.m. Make sure you come and join us, and guys, you can find this video if you didn't get a chance to see all of it from start to finish on our Facebook page at Ellis Home and Garden. I will post it on there. Do you have any questions?
Connie Lagerbein, where do you work?
I work at Ellis Pottery in Longview, Texas. So our Longview location is on 3110 North Eastman Road, and guys, we have 5 locations. And you can find all of that information on our website at ellishomeandgarden.com. And please be sure to like us on Facebook at Ellis Home and Garden, because we have lots of updates and pictures, and we have lots of info about these videos that we're going to do. And if you have any requests, guys, on any videos you want me to do in the future, please put them in the down bar, and we will definitely scan over those and take a look And please be sure to come and join us. So thanks again, guys, for coming in, and I will see you tomorrow.